I just thought I should tell you that I'm falling in love with you. And I was like, let me just start by telling you that I am incredibly stuffed up right now, so I sound sexy. Just spit everywhere. Tinder. Tinder's honestly a great freaking place. I mean, I've met some really cool people on there, but on the downside to that, I've also met some people on there who scare me. So I'm gonna tell you guys, I'm telling you guys a story about how one time I met this guy on Tinder and he really freaked me out and I didn't know what to do, and it was just it was terrible. It was a Tinder horror story. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so once I was on Tinder. I mean, that's how all horror stories start out, right? I was on Tinder, and I was on Tinder because why not? So pretty much I live near Sacramento and there's nobody attractive anywhere around me ever. So I turned my distance pretty far up to like 70 miles because I want to meet the boys in Tahoe. And Tahoe's about 70 miles from here. So then all my beanie snowboarding sexy Tahoe men are on there. Hi, if any of you are watching this. I'm here in Sacramento waiting for you to swipe right on my Tinder. Well, doing that, it also puts you 70 miles in every direction. So I was swiping and I came across this guy who had like some brown curly hair. He was really cute. Like, he seemed totally cool. I looked at all his pictures. He was like rock climbing and doing like outdoorsy stuff and snowboarding, and he seemed like a fun, cool person. So your girl swiped right. We talked for a little bit and we actually really like hit it off over text. And then he was like, so, like, I live in Santa Cruz, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'd love to meet you. Like, we live so far away. Like, you know, when are you gonna, or you should come down here or over here or wherever it is from here. Or like, I should come there. We could totally hang out and do all, like, we can meet up and fall in love. And I guess him and his friends, okay, so he's back from college. He just like came back from college, and him and his friends were gonna do this like big snowboarding trip in Tahoe, and I was like, I want to go, like, I can come to Tahoe and I'll meet you there. And he said, yeah, sure, the only problem is I don't have a car, and I have no way of getting there. He's like, you should come pick me up and we can ride to the cabin together and stay for the weekend in Tahoe, like at this like cabin that his friend has. And me, like, just trying to have fun and meet new people, I was like, yeah, sure, I'll come pick you up all the way in Santa Cruz and then drive 4 hours back to Tahoe. So if you guys don't know, friggin', I'm here. Santa Cruz is 2 hours this way, and Tahoe is 2 hours this way. So I drove 2 hours to Santa Cruz, and then 4 hours back to Tahoe with him. So pretty much I was like, yeah, sure, why not? So I didn't have work all weekend. I told my mom I was going with some friends to Tahoe, I guess, for the weekend to do a trip, and hopped in my little car and drove to Santa Cruz to pick him up. So we met up. I remember I picked him up outside of his house and like came out, and he like gave me a big hug or whatever, and I mean, there was nothing wrong. Like, it was great. It was a good time, right? Like, it was perfect. And I was like, this is gonna be the best weekend ever, and like, I'm gonna meet the love of my life. So we hopped back in the car for a 4-hour road trip back to Tahoe. We were in the car, I mean, we were just talking about, I mean, everything, right? I don't know, like, just everything, what you do when you like have your first date, whatever. He was with this girl for like 4 years and loved her to death, and like, you know, all this stuff, and like she broke up with him. I don't know. He was just saying, like, I haven't liked anyone that I've hung out with since we've broken up because he just thinks about her, but like, now that he's with me, you know, that I'm just so perfect, and that he likes me so much more than any of the other girls he's hung out with. And like, at the time I was just like, yeah, that's great. Like, I'm happy that you feel that way and you're comfortable telling me that, I guess. I don't know. And we went to like one of his friends. We got there really late, like midnight or something, super late. And we went to one of his other friends' cabins, and it was like this $1 million cabin. It was literally freaking, it was so pretty. Like, I just want to live there, and I dream about that every day, living in a cabin like that in Tahoe. And we went to this cabin, and it was just like a bunch of girls, like it was a bunch of girls he knew, and they were all so nice. And it was just, you know, Tahoe is like my best life, like when I live there or when I'm there, and I was just so excited to be there and like have this snowboarding trip and I don't know, be around cool people, right? We went to go leave, and it was like downing snow outside, like hardcore downing snow, and I drove my car, and my car at the time was a white Honda Insight, and my Honda Insight looks like a Prius and acts like a Prius and drove like a Prius and doesn't do good in snow at all. So we'd go to like leave her driveway, and my car is like hardcore stuck, like hardcore stuck. We're like building things and like shoving stuff under my tires to try to get it out, and like it was not working. It was like fun, like this was like a bonding experience, like the first time we ever hung out. And we make it down to the cabin, and everyone else is there, and like everyone's tired, and so I'm pretty sure we just like went to sleep. Like everyone was exhausted. And the next day, so we decided to hang back a little and just like drink at the house and go outside and like hang out. So we hung back with, it was me, him, and one of his other friends that were there decided to stay back. And we just hung out for the day. Anyway, he was very like, started to get very touchy, and like he kept telling me like, oh my gosh, like you're so beautiful, like I can't believe you're here with me, and you know, you just take my breath away, and blah blah blah, like just would not stop saying all this stuff. And I was like, thank you, but like to a point, it gets to a point where you're just like, okay, like we get it, you think I'm pretty, like we get it, you're happy that I'm here, we get it, like you haven't liked any girl since you've broken up with your girlfriend, but like I'm here, like let's just enjoy our time and stop talking about me, like I don't know, it's just weird. And so everyone got drunk that night, and we like watched a movie, and I was kind of just, I don't know, like I was just kind of over being next to this guy, like so close to him and so touchy in front of all these people that I don't know. Like I just wasn't really comfortable with it. So I like went and sat down by the fireplace instead of sitting next to him on the couch, and like I was the only girl there. There was like 8 guys in this cabin and then me. And I just like kind of sat by myself by the fireplace because I just wasn't feeling it. And like in front of all these other guys, we were just watching a movie, chilling. In front of all these other guys, he goes, Amanda, did I do something wrong? I was like, no, like, what do you mean? He's like, why don't you want to sit next to me? And I was like, no, like, it wasn't that at all. Like, I'm cold. Like, I just want to sit by the fire. And he was like, okay, but like, why don't you want to sit next to me? And I was like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. Like, all your friends are looking at us right now and watching, like, you do this. Why are you doing this? Like, why are you doing this? But that was me on the inside, and then me on the outside was like, haha, no, it's fine, like I'll come sit next to you, why are you tripping? So I got up and sat next to him, and he just wanted to like hold my hand and like have my legs over him and like his head on me, and he just wanted to like tell me I was pretty, like while we were watching this movie, and it was just so much. It was so much. So I started getting like kind of turned off by it and turned away by it, and I just didn't even want to be next to him at all. And let's see, the next day we all woke up really early and we went snowboarding, and like by this day I was done with like being with this guy. Like I was just so over it. And so I was like, I'm just gonna go snowboarding by myself. Like I'm just gonna go off and like disappear and snowboard all day by myself, and it's gonna be great. So I disappeared, and I got my phone. Hold on, let me go grab my phone. So I like never delete my voicemails ever. I think I probably still have his voicemails. He called me like 14 times in a row and was like, Amanda, like where are you at? And like in the voicemails and stuff, you can like hear him asking the, oh my gosh, I wonder if I still have them. Yes, I still you can like hear him asking the slope person if like they saw me and like where I went. And I was like, oh my God, I literally ignored all his phone calls. I was like on the thing, and I just kept ignoring them because I did not want to be with him.
Came back to line. We're trying to get a hold of her. Do you know her name? Amanda. Yeah, she went up. She went up. Yeah. Okay. She did line like a minute ago. Okay, thanks for letting me know. Yes, sweet. Yeah, thank you.
And all of a sudden, so like my snowboarding jacket is pink and black. And like he knows that and because he saw me wear it. And so I was going down this like mountain, and all of a sudden he like comes up next to me and he's like, Amanda, like Amanda. And I was like, oh my gosh, no, he found me, and I'm stuck with him for the rest of the day together. And the snow was like, it started getting really shitty. It started like pouring rain, and like it just started sucking hard. So we all left a little bit early to go back to the cabin. Like this was our last night at the cabin. He had this one friend there. I'm literally the worst person in the whole entire world. He had this one friend there that was literally so cute and so nice, and I was just obsessed with him, and I just wanted to talk to him, and I couldn't figure out how to talk to him because his like, they're like best friends. Like this is his best friend. I'm such a bad person. And he was just so cute, and like he was such a good snowboarder and just so like charismatic. I didn't really know how to talk to him or go about it because in my head I was like, oh my gosh, he would never like talk to me or anything or like be like that towards me because I came here with his best friend. Anyway, so like the night goes on and I'm totally avoiding the guy I came with. And pretty much like people started asking, they're like, oh my gosh, like how long have you guys been together? And I was like, I met him 2 days ago. And they were like, no way, like what? That's crazy. And I was like, no, literally I met him 2 days ago. Like we're not together. And nobody believed us. Like they thought we were all dating. I was like, no, really, like we are not together. We are not together. Wink, wink at his best friend. And so we're just, everyone's hanging out. Like I'm really still avoiding the guy I came with and like not really talking to him, but everyone's hanging out, everyone's getting along. And then I was like trying to like swoop in on his best friend, but I wasn't because I'm such like a wimp when it comes to that type of stuff. And I don't know how to go about that. And I felt really bad. But like it was in the back of my head the whole night, like how do I talk to him and how do I seduce him? I'm just kidding. But really. Best friend went outside to go find them and it was just him, and I was like, it's my chance to go run outside and talk to him real quick while no one else is around. And I don't remember what. Oh, I was like, oh, I dare you to like roll around in the snow. I don't know, I said something stupid and he was like, oh yeah, like what are you gonna give me if I do? And I was like, was he flirting with me? Like, does he want me to kiss him if he rolls around in the snow? Because like I will totally kiss him if he rolls around in the snow. But I didn't like want to say that because I was like, I don't know, like whatever you want. Whatever like sounds stupid. I didn't know what to say. I got super nervous. But we went back inside and we were like playing games and hanging out, and then I was kind of hanging around more the best friend now rather than the guy I came with. And the guy I came with was literally like sad. Like he was sad. You could 10 minutes the guy I came with would like pop his head around the corner and be like, what are you guys doing in here? And we'd all just kind of like stop like playing the game and be like, oh hey, what's up, man? And just get really uncomfortable. I don't know, at one point like the best friend and me were like next to each other, and like something happened and we got like super close, and we got like this close, and then we like looked at each other like we were about to kiss, and he was like, I can't. And I was like, I understand. And then I was like, no, please come back to me, you are so freaking cute. Meanwhile, it's probably only like 11:30 at this time, and like homeboy's birthday, the one I came with, his birthday is at midnight. Like his birthday's the next day, so at midnight like we were gonna celebrate, and he's like so depressed because I'm flirting with his best friend. This is the worst part of it all. He pulled me off to the side and he was just like, what, like what's going on, like, you know, like why don't you want to be around me, and like why don't you like me anymore? And we were like in our bedroom, like the room we were supposed to be staying in, and he was like, I just don't understand like what I did, like blah blah blah. And I was like, you know what, like you're just too much for me, like you came on a little strong, and like I don't know, like I'm just not feeling it, like I just want to have a good time, and I feel like you're holding me back from that, and like I don't want to have any obligation to you. I just thought I should tell you that I'm falling in love with you. And I was like, what? Why are you falling in love with me? I just haven't even looked at you for like the past day. Why would you be falling in love with me? I'm not understanding. I like 1 + 1 is 2, and like I'm not your one. Like why are you making me your 2? I don't know, like why are you falling in love with me? You can't, like what are you saying? And And yeah, so supposedly this kid, the guy I came with, is freaking falling in love with me, and I'm flirting with his best friend, and it's his birthday, and everything is going to shit. I need to leave, and you need to stay. and I was like freaking out. I like took like 4 shots and was talking to his best friend. And I was like, oh my god, he told me like that he was in love with me and I don't know what to do. And like I told everyone in the house and everyone thought it was the funniest thing ever. Me and his best friend were kind of being like cute in the kitchen, like doing our thing and talking, and he's making me laugh, and it was all good in the hood. Well, for me it was. I don't know about the guy I came with because he was like in the bedroom probably crying. I don't know. But he was like really close to my face, and then like he kissed me, and literally like the second he pulled away from my face, freaking the guy I came with came around the corner and like witnessed everything, and it was terrible. He literally witnessed everything, and me and the best friend just looked at him, and then like looked at each other, and then like looked at him, and then he just like gave us this look like and like left. And I was like, oh my god, dude, he just saw us do that. I'm so sorry. Like, that's your best friend. Like, that's your problem. Oh my gosh, like, we're terrible people. And so, if you guys forgot, I drove with the guy 4 hours. I picked him up and drove him to Tahoe for 4 hours in my car. So what does that mean? I have to drive him home. I have to sit with him in the car for another 4 hours to drive him home. We're like putting all our stuff in the car, like packing up to leave, because it's early and the snow was like coming down hard and we needed to get out of there before we got stuck. And everyone else was staying for like another day. So I said goodbye, and I like gave the best friend a hug and kiss and was like, we'll be together someday. And we said our goodbyes, and me and the guy I originally came with got in my little box tiny car together, and it was legit the most uncomfortable thing that could ever be. Meanwhile, it's his freaking birthday. Like, man, that sucks. I think it was his 21st birthday. I mean, that was your 21st birthday. Wow, that's like the worst 21st birthday ever. I'm so sorry, dude. I'm so sorry. I sound like a terrible person right now. I'm really not a terrible person, but like I was a terrible person that night, and I'm sorry that I did that on your birthday. I was coming down so hard. We were at a dead stop for, I'm not kidding, 6 hours. Just dead stop in the middle of Tahoe. No move, like maybe like a mile per hour, like literally rolling, like it was terrible. Like, we were in the car like for 12 hours together. We were just like dead stop for like 6, moved for a little bit, and then we had a 4-hour drive home. We were in the car from morning to night. It was awful. I apologized to him. I got him home to Santa Cruz, and I apologized to him, and I was like, look, like I'm not a terrible person. Like, I'm sorry, you just came off really strong. And that was that. And we never really talked again. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good rest of your day. You know, yeah.